Good afternoon. It's me, Jerome, your host of Positive Living, part of Positive the series. You know, um, when I first began this journey, I did discuss, and I always mention in the description under my title, that this is an unfiltered look inside the life of me, a man living with HIV, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Wow, today ain't so good. It's and maybe a little bit ugly, but I need to share on this because it's not always grits and gravy when you find yourself a ward in the hospital system in the especially in a transitional care unit. Okay, long story short, or long story moderately short. Last night I was in pain. It was about 10:30, and I hadn't received my night meds yet. Usually, which I receive between 9:30 and 10. So by like 10:30, I was like, this is weird. I'll call and get a notion of when my meds are coming, and I'll ask for my pain meds, and I'll ask for something to drink and maybe some graham crackers as well. So I did all of that, and 10:30, I requested from my nurse, and then about 5 minutes later, my nurse called me back and said to push the other call button for water, so that the tech could retrieve my water drink and my soda drink and my graham cracker order. I said, okay, no problem. So I did that. And for those of you who've been in the hospital before, when you I don't even know where the little button is, but let's see now. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Let's see if you see this little button here. When you press that button, the light comes on, and what happens is when the nurse's station receives that message and decides to reach out to you, that button stays lit. However, it deactivates the volume on your television, so that the only communication that can be heard is the communication coming from the nurse's station and the communication coming from you back to the nurse's station. So as I'm sending I'm pushing the button, I'm getting the little beeps in and the quieting of the volume on the television, but I'm not hearing anything from the tech. I'm not able to say anything to her, or at least when I'm saying something, she's not being responsive. This goes on for about 15 minutes. I received about 6 of those intermittent beeps, pauses, the volume goes down. So finally now, we went from 10:30, now it's 11 o'clock. My nurse comes running in and she's like, oh, Mr. Singleton, I'm sorry. I could tell that the text she wasn't picking up, so I thought I would come on in and just handle everything. I don't know if something's wrong, if something's going on. And then right behind her comes the tech. And she's like, Mr. Singletary, I was trying to reach you, da da da. I said, sir, ma'am, you trying to reach me? What do you mean trying? You pressed that button 6 times but didn't say a word, not once, nor did you allow me to say anything. So she's giving me one excuse, and I was like, I didn't want to hear it. I showed my entire black ass in here last night. It's like, granted, it was not my proudest moment. It was not a shining moment, and I, under any circumstances, am sitting here and justifying the way I spoke. But I was yelling and fussing. I didn't use any profane language because I have a good command of the English language, so I don't have to resort to just using 4-letter words. But I was loud and I was mean. And she was a female, and I don't like to do that, especially to females. It's disrespectful, and I felt bad as I was doing it. But at the same time, here I am, a man in pain. I needed ice. I needed pain medication. I can barely walk. It's just a lot going on. So all that went down. I tried to get everything straight with the nurse. We got everything taken care of. I told her that I would be willing to apologize to the tech later. She let the tech know, but of course the tech was one of those little young millennials, and she was like, "F him." He didn't want to hear from me when I was trying to explain myself, so I bumped that. So that's fine. Build a bridge and you'll get over it. I can't be bothered. So then it kind of bleeds over to today. The doctor comes in. He asks me if I want to register a complaint. I said I didn't want to so much register a complaint as much as I just wanted to leave a remark about the situation. I went to Emerson, and at Emerson, our a motto was expression necessary to evolution. And I am a huge proponent. That is really one of my mantras. It is about communication, man. And if you can't communicate what's going on and you just send in beeps and whistles, I don't know what the hell that means. So it just made for a bad night, an awful morning. Then, of course, my meal comes, and it was like they sent me somebody else's breakfast. I ordered a toasted bagel, one fried egg, and 2 strips of bacon. I received 2 turkey sausages, some scrambled eggs, and a toasted English muffin. I ordered a cup of coffee, and I received a cup of tea. I ordered a cup of cranberry juice, and I received a cup of apple juice. It was just like, give him whatever. So I sent that back. And then we come to the piece de resistance. I'm reaching out to my lawyer. I'm in a lawsuit with Gilman and Bedigian because I was ejected from a mobility vehicle that I was traveling on when I was using a rollator, and I took quite a nasty tumble and fall. And that was more than a year ago. I put the claim in May 30th of 2018. So as you can see, it's June 11th. And man, they've never come to me and said a word to me about what's going on. It's always me reaching out. So when I spoke to them 2 weeks ago, they said that all my paperwork was in. They had gathered about $24,000 worth of medical bills, and that they were ready to prepare the demand letter to present to mobility so that we could see whether we were going to have to go to court or if they would be willing to settle. That was 2 weeks ago. Then I called today, and they're like, "Oh, well, Mr. Singletary, well, they're still waiting for this one other letter from Mercy." And I said, well, then why didn't somebody call me? Again, expression necessary to evolution. I'm frustrated, as you can see. I just want people to mean what they say and say what they mean and just follow through. I push myself, certainly today more than ever, to be more accountable about my actions to match my words. And that's all I ask in return, especially when I'm in a situation where I'm reliant so heavily upon other people to look after me. And I want to make sure that the care that I'm receiving is second to none, So with that said, I want to thank you for allowing me to share, getting it out here, on YouTube kind of helps. And I guess, as I always say, don't be sorry, be fierce. And stay positive. I'm trying. Today's a little more difficult, but I'm getting back to me. All right. Thank you again for allowing me a moment of your time. Have a great one.